it's Dee Dee with KbabyTube here. Please like, comment, subscribe to this video, please. It would mean a lot. I know that there are so many challenges that women go through as mothers. There may be some fathers out there that also go through the same challenges, but I wanted to, address four in particular that I thought stood out to me as huge and major challenges raising a toddler. The most important thing to get out of this video is thinking of ways, kind of fun ways to maybe cope and manage those challenges. And some challenges may not even be a bad thing. They actually, challenges prepare you for greater things, and they actually just prepare you to be a better mother or just a better person. So I wanted to share with you guys because I thought it was pretty awesome, and I got a lot of feedback from friends and people just in general that kind of wanted, me to do a topic video. So the first one that I thought was kind of huge to me, and one of my biggest challenges is time management. This one in particular is very touchy because I am a very family-oriented, emotional individual, and I cherish family like my life. And so I spend a lot of my time at work, and so I spend more time at work than I do with anybody else or my son. And so that's a really big challenge for me because I come home and I have to devote my time to him, and being that life is very short, I like to maximize my time with him and make sure that I'm there for him whenever possible. Moments are missed. Time is you can never get time back. It's irreplaceable, and you can just never, once time is gone, it's gone. So I like to just make sure that I'm spending as much time possible with my son. So that's pretty huge to me. It's just making sure that I manage my time well enough to be able to be a mom, still work, and if you guys, well, not if, but whoever watches all of mine, follows me on social media, and see my other blog posts, you know that I love to teach my son. That is huge to me, educating him and making sure that he grows with, the knowledge at a speed that can help him accelerate in the future. And become great. So that to me, just coming home, having the energy to, actually just play with him and talk to him and learn with him and potty train him. Time management, because you have all of these things that you have to do as a mother, right? You also have to work, and you have other duties outside of the home that you're obligated to. And so you just have to manage that time wisely. How I do it is I kind of plan, I regimen myself. So I go to work, come home, make sure that I'm home at a particular time so that I can spend, maybe 2 to 3 hours learning and playing with him as possible before he goes to bed. When he goes to bed, then I can work on things like, my website, blog, do these lovely videos for you when he's asleep. So, just kind of finding time, because as a mother, you're never, I don't know about you other mothers, but I know for me, being a mother, I never have an off day, so for me, it's, now or never. So that's why I kind of, make sure that's why time management is so huge to me, because as a mother, you kind of have to balance. It's a juggling act. So that to me is a major challenge. The second one to me is fear. I can't tell you how much of a nervous wreck I am being a mom before having my son. I kind of lived life vicariously and kind of just did whatever I wanted to came and went as I wished. Had no thought in the world of it, and didn't really, um, you know, didn't really think much of it. But now I'm like, oh my goodness, you're seeing things on social media. You're seeing kids being bullied left and right, killing themselves. You see them being tormented. And it's not only that, it also comes with, just fear within myself, because for one, I really don't trust myself at times. Because I can be rather forgetful. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, I doubt that would ever happen, but I'm like, oh my God, what if I leave him in the car? Oh my God, what if I leave him in the shopping cart? Oh my goodness, what's going on when my child is home? When I'm at work, what is he doing? Is he, jumping off of my couch? What's happening? Is he getting a knot on his head when I get home? I have to make sure that he's well and alive and happy. And oh my God, what if he gets sick? Oh my goodness, what if I get sick? Because I can't get sick. Because if I get sick, who's going to take care of him? So it's one of those big things, like fear. And I know I'm supposed to have faith and not I'm supposed to be led by faith, not by sight. And I'm not supposed to have fear in my heart. I'm supposed to just fear the universe, the man above. But come on now, this is life, and as a mom, oh, you're going to be fearful. I mean, it's just innate. It's just a chemical that just triggers to your brain, like, yeah, your child may do this, and what if this, and what if that. So just those what ifs in the life of the unknown is a little fearful within itself, just not knowing what's going to happen next. And also fearing, for my life, I'm like, I'm on the road. I don't know, if you know about these Atlanta drivers, they're crazy. And so I'm like, if somebody does something to me while I'm in my car with my son, with or without my son, regardless, because even if he's not around, he needs his mom. He needs me to be around, regardless. So, I'm always fearing. And so because of that, I'm very cautious now of what I do, where I am, my surroundings, and I'm always, I try not to live in fear, because it will literally drive you crazy. It'll drive you insane. But I try not to live in fear. However, I am cognizant of my surroundings and the things that may, go on that may affect myself or my son. So that's pretty huge for me. That's a big challenge, is overcoming fear, and just learning how to just live life without kind of overthinking things sometimes. So to me, that is major. One other challenge I would say would be learning to let go, learning how to let go. This is touchy as well, because a lot of parents out there say, oh, well, don't spoil your kid. We all have different upbringings, different parenting styles. Mine in particular, I don't necessarily believe in whippings. I believe, maybe a tap or a slap on the wrist, but I don't believe that hitting or abusing your child is actually the way to go to discipline. There are other forms of discipline. It's really all a mind game. If your child respects you enough, and there are ways to have your child earn your respect, or you earn their respect. There are several ways, to go about that without physical discipline. But that's just my style. There are lots of other styles out there. None are wrong. There are no rights or wrongs to motherhood. There's no rule book, unfortunately. It's just kind of how you think is fit for your household and your family. And so that's a really big challenge for me, not being able, not being able to, but just spoiling my child. And I try not to spoil him, and I don't necessarily call it spoiling. I just think, it's just being a mom, and just wanting to always do the best that you can for your child. And so I don't really necessarily call it spoiled or spoiling your child, but one big thing for me, I would say with learning to let go. I did it with breastfeeding. My child turned almost 40 and was still on my boob, and I was like, it's time to go. Where the Band-Aid at? It's time to let go. I'm gonna need you to get off my boob. You're a grown man now, okay? And so that was just my thought process. So I was like, I got to let you go. But it took so long. You know, my child was dang near 2 by the time I, decided to release him from the boob. And, it was very hard. It was emotional. That's a whole challenge within itself. But, learn to let go. And also, learning how to let your child cry and let him, throw his tantrums without you intervening and comforting him. And, you have some being like torn, in between friends and ideologies. One person is saying, no, you don't need to spoil him. Let him cry. Let him cry. He'll be okay. And then you have another, mother or friend or whoever giving you advice on, I guess, spoiling him and picking him up and, nurturing him and caressing him and consoling him, being that he's crying and he's upset. And so, as a mom, it's just my innate character to just rush in and, when he's crying, to see if he's hurt. I'm all about problem, resolve, action, resolve. And so what's the problem? What can I do to resolve it? And, what action can I take to come to that resolution? And so I've always been that way. I'm nurturing. If you know me well, you know that I'm that type of person, just by nature. I've always been that way, just caring for other people, their feelings and so forth. So as a mother, I think that has heightened tremendously. So yeah, that's huge for me. That's a really big challenge, learning how to kind of juggle tantrums with, nurturing and consoling, and, when to do it, when not to do it, because you don't want to, especially with boys, you don't want to baby them, because then they'll grow up just becoming dependent on you, and I don't want that to happen. But at the same time, I'm like, if my child is hurt or if my child needs the attention, I need to give that to him. So I think that's a very big challenge. The last thing I wanted to touch on, which is a huge challenge for me, is just being able to do the simple things in life. And when I say the simple things in life, I mean using the bathroom or taking a nap. Like, for instance, when I get home, my ritual is to use the bathroom. And when I get to the door, my son is greeting me with open arms, and he's literally looking at me like, Mama, you better hug me and pick me up right now. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta pee, but I want to pick you up and I want to hold you, but I also gotta pee. So I gotta pick you up, bring you to the bathroom with me, pee, because his pot is right next to the main toilet in my bathroom. And so, I put him on the toilet while I'm, just tinkling or whatever, TMI. But just simple things like that, like being able to use the bathroom. I gotta take him with me so he doesn't cry. Or, before I take a nap, I have to make sure he's fed. I gotta make sure he's good. I gotta make sure he's, just well taken care of, that we've covered all areas before I even just take a little nap. Who's gonna watch him when I take that nap? Gotta make sure if Daddy's gonna watch him, or if my mom or whoever's gonna watch him is available to watch him before I even take a nap. Girl. So, those are the major things. And, I know that you guys out there, my subscribers, and just people who are watching, I know that if you're a mom, you are taking heed to what I'm saying, because I know that you are experiencing at least one of the four, or have experienced, and perhaps maybe you can kind of pass along any advice that you might have. I have a 2-year-old, so I still have 20,000 more years to go with raising my son, because they say it doesn't stop at 18. Your child is your child forever. So you know, I know my mom still treats me like I'm 5 at times. I have to be like, Mom, chill out. I'm a grown adult. I'll be 31 this year. Chill. But, you know, so those are my challenges, you guys. I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that you like this. And let me know, comment, subscribe below. And I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you.